announce another death.
Hey guys,
months after.
Christie Hutcherson with Women Fighting for America here. We're going to be live now here.
Their gun running, the government's gun running.
We're talking about the Fast and Furious under Obama. So this is really interesting information.
They were trying to arm the Sinaloa cartel. Because their thought process, our government, was if we have one cartel that can wipe out the rest of them, then we only have to deal with one. I mean, they were dealing with El Chapo's number 2 and number 3. And he even testified at Chapo's trial that, yeah, we were working with the FBI and everybody else. But that gets squashed. So that was the government's narrative of why they were running these guns. And then they go, oh my God. Then they decided they blew up in their face. It's like, we need tighter gun control. We need restrictions. And that's not the only one. When I was over there in my last place, I had the feds coming down going, you see these guys around here? I was going, no, why? They're running grenades. There was an operation they had called Grenade Walk. They were getting grenades and selling them across the border. It goes on and on and on. I've seen a van. I called Border Patrol once when I lived my last place and go, hey, you got anybody down here? No, why? And I was going, there's a van parked less than 100 yards from the line, and I'm sitting on my roof with binoculars watching them. And they keep pulling out these long rectangular boxes, and these guys are coming up out of the wash. They're handing them to them. They're running and stuffing them through the fence. And
I'm okay, thank you.
I watched a
Thank you.
I watched a van load of guns go through the fence. And they're going, well, what color is the van? I go, you got anybody here? They're going, no. I said, then what difference does it matter what color the van is? It's going to be empty. So, I mean, it goes on and on and on.
This was under Obama with the Fast and Furious situation with the whole thing, yeah.
Yep.
And they killed a couple border agents with those guns.
Yep.
And they covered it up.
Yep.
Yeah, saying, yeah.
And the FBI had informants within the groups that killed Brian Terry, but the FBI didn't tell the Border Patrol they had an informant, and nobody knows about this stuff.
No, because it's not getting out there in the press because it doesn't fit into their agenda. Their narrative at that time was everything's secure.
Yeah.
Just like right now with Biden and Harris. Oh, everything. There's nothing to see at the border. It's all secure.
Well, they're blaming
it's a joke.
We inherited this
They
mess
didn't inherit anything.
No.
The border was never more secure under President Trump. Every single sheriff I've talked to, every Border Patrol agent who's willing to talk to me off camera,
My cameras
the branches,
even showed
your
that.
cameras.
Yeah. I mean, like the day after the election, on my cameras, the groups went from 8 to 10 people to 20, 30, and plus. I mean, my cameras run for 30 seconds at a time, and I can't even get sometimes a full group on there because it stops, and then it takes, 10 seconds to reboot, and then you get the tail end of it. So how many went by? I mean, I've got some cameras that the group coming down off this hill to the bottom right in front of my camera, it looks like a dance floor at a nightclub. It's just jam-packed. You can't even count the amount of bodies.
And then what's scary, because again, we're going live again. I want everybody to understand this particular area isn't your women and children. This is your males, your terrorists, your hardened criminals, your murderers, your rapists, those who have serious intent to do harm for the United States of America. That's who's coming over here. Weapons, drugs.
Fully camouflaged. Uppers, lowers, they're all camouflage packs. They wear carpet shoes, which are anti-tracking shoes, and but we can see carpet shoes. But the only thing, when you see carpet shoes, you know they're there, but you just can't tell how many
Came through.
Right.
And under Obama, this administration, as you all realize, this is just an extension of the Obama administration, the policies. So the corruption is so deep. We have got to expose this stuff, and that's what we're all out here doing right now. So Tim is going to show us some stuff on his computer that's really important. And again, we're bringing this live to you because Facebook they're going to take this down. So I need you guys to save this video as soon as possible. And I need you to share it on every single platform you have, Rumble, YouTube, you name it. We need you to get it out there. And we need you to like and share. This is so critical and so important. This is information, guys, that you're not going to get anywhere else. You're going to get so educated right now. And it's really important that the American people, we the people, understand what's going on out here. So with that, Tim, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to show you a couple of screenshots I did because the numbers were just phenomenal. And I got this one off of OAN, but it's done by the Center for Immigration Studies, Department of Homeland Security. It's all by immigration places and the U.S. government. And this is from a month ago that I screenshotted this. And these numbers are from Biden. Just in 2021 so far, 1.7 million. And the cost to us since Biden's been in.
That's in the billions, guys.
Billions.
Billions.
And the cost this year is going to be almost $170 billion to taxpayers.
Wrap your brain around that, guys. 170 billion with the B, taxpayer-funded dollars for this garbage.
And this number is going to jump from 35 million to over 40 million before the year is out. So when people they don't react or do anything until they feel that it's directly affecting them, well, that's directly affecting you because that $170 billion a year is coming out of your pocket.
In your children's pocket, because we're not going to be able to pay out. We're already trillions and trillions of dollars into debt. And now the thing that's bothering me the most, I think, well, there's so many different things, but I was out in California, just for an example, in the homeless encampments, and I'm interviewing our veterans who are living on the street, scrapping and scraping for a place to live. They don't qualify for the vouchers. They didn't get a voucher. We've got orphans who are right now displaced in our children's homes. We've got widows, you name it. We've got people hurting. Could you imagine if we took these billions of dollars and actually utilized them for the American people, for the people who are hurting and who need true assistance? These illegals and all of these coming over, they're getting $9,000 in burial money if their loved one is deemed to have died of supposable COVID-19. $9,000 are getting to bury your loved ones. I don't know about you. I'm not getting $9,000 to bury my loved ones. They're getting clothing, food, housing, cell phones. This is a travesty, isn't it, Tim?
It's been a travesty. I mean, since Biden's been in office, just what he spent on the unaccompanied children is $3 billion.
Yep.
And what he's spent on the illegals coming across since he's been in is more than what Trump wanted total to build the wall from one end to the other. And what a lot of people don't realize is the largest group that is making the most money off of this
Cartel
is the Catholic Charities.
Oh yeah, Catholic Charities is evil.
$1.3 billion, and that's why the Catholic Church and the Pope is sitting there going, well, we don't need borders and we don't need walls. It's like, well, dude, you live behind the biggest damn walled city on the planet.
With armed guards and everything else.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's interesting just follow the money.
Follow the money. That's what I always say. Follow the money. I'm going to call out more than just Catholic Charities, because under the 24 days that I've spent on the border, going from state to state, Methodist Charities. Now we're investigating Bethany Christian Charities up in Michigan right now. So
there's another one that a lot of people don't look up. Southwest Keys.
Southwest Keys.
It's a nonprofit organization that is, wow, their numbers are phenomenal. I can't even remember. And they're everywhere. Arizona, California, Texas, Florida. I mean, every place you got somebody coming in, those people are there. And they're getting billions. It's
a business. The government is getting kickbacks. The government is corrupt. This administration specifically is very corrupt. Yeah. And it's interesting to see the narrative about how they separate the separation of church and state, which, by the way, is a lie and false anyway. Yep. The pastors can, and the church and the Christians can speak out in the political realm from the pulpit. And we need to do so, by the way. The church needs to wake the freak up. The pastors need to start preaching and talking about what's going on in the government. And the church needs to activate into the government, because this is why one of the reasons why we're where we are today. But it's funny how the government can give and pay billions of dollars to the church, to the Catholic charities, to Methodist charities, to all of these different charities, but then tell you, oh no, we're going to take your C3 status if you talk about politics over here.
No,
Yeah.
you can endorse, but you can't finance.
Finance.
Right. So you can speak up if you're a church or pastor or whatever, but you just can't donate.
But they can donate and finance to the churches for
Right.
their own gain.
Oh, yeah.
And we're getting ready to go to Michigan. I'm going to be flying to Michigan on Sunday, and I'm calling out this administration. They're trying to displace a nursing home, have it rezoned, and bring in over 250 12 to 17-year-old supposable orphan children. These aren't orphan children. A lot of these children who are coming over here, what everybody needs to understand, the drug cartel have actually gone and paid these families up to $2,000 to $4,000 for their child because they're going to be used for the drug cartel's purposes. Can you talk a little bit about that?
See, I mean, when you look back, when Trump was in office, remember, and the left was screaming that, oh my God, he's separating families, and they painted him as a bad guy. But the reason Trump was separating the children from the adults was he was doing DNA testing.
And they didn't belong to them.
Right.
That's right.
85% of the people that were coming across were with kids. They weren't their kids.
That's right.
And so basically they found a loophole that if you grabbed a kid, you were automatically pushed through, and they went, no, now we're going to start separating you and figuring out who's who. So did the parents sell the kids, or did they just nab somebody on their way through? And
what we're hearing, it's a combination of the two.
Yeah.
I'm talking to some undercover agents. It's both. They're paying the families. These children, by the way, sometimes are tattooed, or they have the wristbands and they're recycled back and forth constantly. This is such a disgusting practice. Plus, they're being raped and exploited along the way, as well as the women. Some of them are dying in the desert. I mean, this has got to stop.
Yeah, I mean, the left will cry again because, oh my God, look at the numbers of deaths that are up this year. Well, if you look at this, look at the numbers since last year. In the Big Bend area, the numbers are up 365%. Del Rio, 388%. El Centro, 119%. Next one down, El Paso, 260%. And then you look at, say, Yuma is up 584% over last year. And these are just the numbers of the ones they catch. In our area, they're estimating, they call them gotaways.
Yep.
There's 1,000 a day that, because they're so overwhelmed that they saw them either on camera or they saw them or by ground sensors they triggered. But they're so overwhelmed that there's 1,000 a day and we don't even know who the hell they are or where they went. Mm-hmm. And that's every day. So you figure that one, that if that's every day, that's 365,000 a year that are getting through with, who are they? You know, and that's what we have here in this area because it's such brutal terrain, and that's why they love it.
Exactly. They can sneak in the terrorists who are paying big bucks to come into the country. They can bring in the murderers, the MS-13 gangs. These are bad players, guys. And again, Arizona, let me repeat this. Arizona is responsible for 80% of the drug influx into this nation. 80%. Because it's the Wild West out here.
Yeah. Well, this will show you why. This is our area. This is down where we're going to go today.
So this is where we are today. We're in Arivaca.
These are just mountains upon mountains. And it goes for miles and miles and miles. So I'm going to show you a couple of things here. The left likes to say, see, and this is all flatland right here. This is a valley. And then the mountains start over here. So I'm going to show you something. These are blue dots represent humanitarian water drops. Now, that's a water drop, but this is the flatland, the easiest way to go. There's no water there. But you come over into the mountains where we are, look at all the drops. They're just everywhere. But the left will spin it and say, oh my God, Border Patrol's pushing them deeper into the mountains, you know, and that's why more people are dying. No, you're saying, come into the mountains, it's easier to get through, and we will leave enough out there for you to get through. Well, they do all the way up well, I haven't gone all the way, but it starts diminishing as it gets further and further north. You know, and I mean, that's a 5-day hike to get all the way up through there. But I have over 200 water drops GPSed on this stuff. Plus, I got.
So, guys, if you don't understand what the water drops are, so the reason why they're dropping water in these areas, they're to help the illegals or the migrants and the bad players, the murderers, the terrorists. All of those people are coming into our country because that's the only people that come in this area. So, our government is funding, again, with your taxpayer dollars, to do water drops to help them get across the desert to their destination inside of our borders. Wrap your mind around that.
So these red ones are cartel scout locations within Arizona.
So these are drug cartel scout locations
Yeah, on mountain
in
tops.
Arizona, in our country.
But, you know, I mean, there's none of them, they don't have to be. But these guys over in here, they can see all the way up. They can see about 15 or 20 miles up this road. It's the only road that comes in that'll come through the mountains to get into here. So they can see the Border Patrol hours and hours before they even get in there.
And this is where we're going to be going into. I've spent some time in there as well.
So now when you drop in the humanitarians, they're all strategically placed right around the cartel.
They're overlapping each other.
So the cartel, like look at this one. He got 3 drops right below that one. He's got 3 drops right below this one. He's got a drop below that one. This one is surrounded. These ones, it's...
So why is it we have sophisticated military equipment? We are the greatest in the nation and the world. And we are correlating and corresponding our water drops with actual drug cartel scouting locations. That's what this administration is doing.
Yeah. Well, and this is our high-tech stuff. These are Border Patrol radar towers. But say...
The green.
Yeah.
In the green, guys.
So this one here is one of my favorites because this one here, I've had a camera on the trail that comes, let's see, right through here. And I've had it, and it heads right past this tank up here. But I've had that camera in there for 2.5 years. And lowballing everything on that trail, it was worth $1 million to $1.5 million a week, and it only operated 6 hours a day. But this radar tower is sitting below this hill, so it can't see anything that way. It can't see anything this way because of this mountain. It can't see anything back this way because of this mountain. Why didn't they put it there? And I've asked them, well, that was the easiest way to do it. But that tower right there cost us about $10 million.
So just one tower, guys, right here, $10 million. It's not put in the correct location. It was the easiest way. And Tim, with his no budget, no nothing, has a camera down here. And the amount of illegals he's picking up, and these are bad players again, guys, is off the charts. So if you could scroll up, so Tim, so this right here, folks, right here, you see this line? This is Mexico. This is the Mexico border. This is all open. Where we're going is somewhere, where are we going, Tim?
We're going to go deeper into the mountains, over into here.
Okay.
Into this nasty stuff. Because they love this. But if you look at this, there's the tower. And that thing's sitting at, let's see, about 3,600 feet. Well, the cartel are sitting up here at about 800 to 1,000 feet above them.
So they actually can see
this tower
in every single activity of where our guys are going to be, if they're even out there, because typically they're not out there.
So can this guy over here.
Yeah. See, these are scouts. So they're always way ahead of us. How is that possible? When we have the most sophisticated equipment, we should be way ahead of the game.
It's because we, just like in the 20 years of unending war, we're shifting to high tech, and we're getting our asses kicked to us, sorry for the language, but by low tech. They got a pair of binoculars and a radio. That's it. Just like over in Iraq, Afghanistan. They had a cell phone and a pair of binoculars. And we're getting our butts handed to us. where we keep going, oh, look at this. We have the border industrial complex. They're just, it's crazy the amount of money they waste in doing it the wrong way. I mean, if you look, this is the border, right? This is where Border Patrol is coming from. Way up here. That's a 2.5-hour drive to get down to where we're going.
Yep.
For Border Patrol. Per shift. 2.5 down, 2.5 back. Why didn't they build a station down here? You know, either that or change the name to...
Why don't they just finish the freaking wall and finish the gaps and put the camera systems that you're using? I know in Cochise County, Sheriff Mark Daniels, he's got an amazing camera that's privately funded.
You know who's privately funding that?
Who is privately funding that?
That's Warren Buffett's brother.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, he has
interesting.
a ranch over there. I've reached out to him.
Okay.
Dude,
and Warren's not always, you know,
No, Warren's
there's
not,
not,
but
but
his
his brother
brother
is. Okay, he's a patriot
His
because
brother's also a billionaire.
yeah. So the camera system is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
And it's low tech, but it
Yeah.
works.
I
It
wish
works.
Wish he would help us out.
You know what? I'm going to be talking to Sheriff Mark Daniels, and I'm going to talk to him about that because personally, Women Fighting for America really feels like that those camera systems should be on every single border town on both sides of Canada and down here by Mexico in every state.
Well, you see my camera system sitting behind
Yeah.
you. You have to go out and physically
Put them.
maintain
Yeah.
them and
Yeah.
batteries and pull the cards and everybody's, you know, why don't you get the Wi-Fi ones or the cellular ones? It's like, well, one, there's no cell reception out there, and
Yeah, we're going into no man's land. There's literally satellite phones only where we're getting ready to head, and it's rough terrain. It's not easy to get in and out, and there's cartel all over the mountains.
yep. And so you can pretty much see what it looks like.
Which cartel
This
group
is
or which one is this?
Sinaloa, but if you
Sinaloa.
yeah, but all these towns right down through here, they're all fighting it out, and half of the Sinaloa cartel is with El Chapito, which is El Chapo's son, and then half are with El Mayo. And even though they're the same cartel, they're fighting against each other for that claim to those trails
Because it's all about the money.
right.
Yep.
But what they don't realize is coming in from the east is probably the worst of the worst. Is they're called the CJNG, which is the Cartel Jalisco New Generation, and those guys have already been implicated, and they've even spotted they're the ones that did it. They've shot down a Mexican military helicopter. They've ambushed 35 federales and killed them all. I mean, these guys are highly trained and have the best weaponry available, and they're coming this way. And I think that once they make it all the way over here, the dynamics on this border, because of the lucrative trails that we have, is going to change dramatically.
So if our military and our country does not get a handle on this, this is going to be really scary stuff for us.
Well, the military can't do anything in this country, so it's going to be interesting. So here's what we're seeing down there now. See, we flew up a drone and we noticed this was shining. That's a solar panel. That's a humanitarian open border advocate food bucket. So we're like, okay, well, what's that right there?
Those are rape trees.
It's a tarp strung between two trees on a mountaintop.
Oh, okay, underneath the trees to
Right.
see it.
So we got the drone and we're swinging it around. And then when you get over here, remember we showed you the water drops by all the scout locations? Those are humanitarian water bottles because the Mexican water bottles are black.
Yeah, they're black,
and
so they don't get
there's
reflect.
another food bucket. But as you see, now when he starts to come out, he's got an AK-47.
Folks, this is on our soil.
And he's pointing the AK at the drone.
Folks, this is our soil. This is not what you're seeing now.
And that's the
Is
drone.
not in Afghanistan. This is not another country. This is the state of Arizona. On our border, on our soil, with drug cartel.
When, I mean, these are just some of the ones off of my cameras. This is where we're going to today. See, and they're all in camouflage. They're not coming through like everybody else.
This is why we need to close our borders, guys. These are not women and children like they're telling you.
And those packs are full. Those are some big packs. And it just goes on day after day after day after day after day.
This is an invasion into our nation, guys. An invasion. This is not illegals. This is an open policy invasion into the United States of America. This is going to be taken down. Again, Facebook will take this down. I don't even know if they're going to let me post this. I don't know how long this video will stay up. I need you guys to record this, grab it, copy it, share, get this message out there. This is going to be a long video, but this is too important for the American people to understand what's going on down here. That's why Women Fighting for America and congressional candidate Lindsey Piper, we're out here on the front lines. This is why we're doing what we're doing. On the front lines, in the fight, to bring you guys the information you need.
This is what I filmed with my camera. We went up one mountain, and as soon as I got there, we dropped back down to... And these guys are on the next mountain from us.
So that's not Mexican military.
And I'm trying to steady it. I didn't bring my tripod.
This is Cartel, guys. This is on our soil. AK-47s.
You'll see him, he pops up over here, and you'll see it on his back.
And it's hard to stabilize this thing at that distance. But you can see they're about a quarter mile away from us. But we got up here and you could see them silhouetting. They don't have a care in the world. So anyway, we're got eyes on Cartel. Keep eyes on them. We don't have comms with the other half of the team. They went to go check something out. So if they don't move this direction in the next 3 hours, we'll be good.
What you guys are witnessing now is drug cartel armed with AK-47s on our soil in Arizona.
That's in Mexico.
This is not another country.
Scouting something out. They don't give a crap.
You can see his...
That's less than a quarter mile from the
I
line.
can't, it just moves too fast.
Watching them.
Watch when he stands up.
Looks like they're on the move. They're on the move, heading this way.
So what did you do when they
Right,
did you have to move back?
No, what happened was my guys finally came back from checking out what they wanted to check out, and so I said, look, you guys need to swing around and get in this draw, because they dropped off the side of the opposite side of the hill where we couldn't see, and so they were going to be out of our range, and we had to make our way down, and this is all on foot. So it takes, you know, I've had guys, well, you know, if something happens, how fast is your backup or your... It's as fast as we can get there, but sometimes to get from here to where they were just on the other side of the hill where they dropped off would have probably taken us an hour to an hour and a half. My guys were on the other side, and when they dropped off the other side, within 5 minutes you heard about 5 minutes of automatic gunfire. And one of my guys got on the radio, goes, so what do you think they're doing, target practicing? I go, they don't target. If they are target practicing, they're target practicing on live targets. They're protecting their routes because, like I say, because of the infighting. So now we're seeing the scouts are armed because the other cartels are now trying to come in and take out their scouts, because if they see their scouts, then they know that's a good spot, so they want to put their guys on it. So now they're just shooting it out between each other just to sit on top of a hill.
I had spoken to someone with another agency, and they had said that for a long time there was like one main cartel leader over all of the United States, and now because of Biden and Harris's dereliction of duty, that the cartel, like you're saying, they're now fighting over the United States territory.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, and that's an interesting thing is, you know, the government spins everything when they sit there and they say, well, you know, there's no cross-border violence, so there's really no problem. It's still secure. But they just changed the title of that it's not cross-border violence. They classify it as gang violence. Because gang violence, every one of these thugs up in these cities is shooting it out on street corners to sell the product that is coming from the South. So they're all tied in with the cartel. That's basically, they just turned into the cartel foot soldiers and they're distributors. So instead of saying there's cross-border violence, which would get everybody upset, they just, oh, it's just gang violence, and you know, so it's classified as something else. They like to spin everything. You know, I mean, look at Chicago, look at Baltimore, look at Los Angeles, look at all these Democrat-controlled cities. These Bloods, Crips, Norteños, Sureños, MS-13, everybody, they're shooting each other just to sell that dope on a street
And
corner.
it all came from the same
And it
place.
all comes from the same place. The drug cartels who are over here, they're all interconnected. They're all intertwined. They all work for the cartel, one way or the other. And that's what the American people don't understand. It's like, stop listening to the narrative, the false narrative. It is what it is. This is in our country. This is in our country. We are not looking at footage that is from another country that you would think. When you look at that, you're like, oh my God, is this footage from, maybe Afghanistan or, someplace in the Middle East or Africa? It is here in Arizona on our borders, in our state of Arizona, guys. This is critical for you to understand. These drug cartels are shooting it out and killing here in the United States of America, and we're allowing this. This administration's allowing this. Under Trump, it still happened, but it was so contained, and we were getting more and more control over what was going on. We have got to close our borders. We have got to push back. We, the people, it's going to take us, not your politicians. They aren't working for you. They're on the take, most of them. Not all of them. We, the people, Women Fighting for America, we are going to be organizing some serious, not just rallies. I'm sick of the rallies that all of these Republicans and, you Thrive Show, all of these people are doing. I'm not trying to call out everybody, great, get educated, but we need activation. It is a time to move in America. It is a time, we can do this peacefully. We can do it under the Constitution, but it is time for the American people, we the people, to arise, get out of your homes, get off your couches, get off your social media accounts, and get involved. We are going to be having very strategic, I don't want to call them rallies really, but we're going to be gathering. We're going to be pushing back and asking our politicians who are in office, we're going to hold them accountable. We're going to be very specific with our demands and our needs. And we've got to get this administration out, and we've got to replace every single politician with constitutional America first, Constitution first politicians. It is critical, guys. Again, this is going to be taken down, this video. It will not be staying up. I promise you that. I need you to literally record it, grab it, save it, share it, and like, please, I'm telling you guys. And then I need you to go to WFFA.WIN. Please, we need your support. I can't keep doing this out here without some kind of support, $5, $10, $20, $30, whatever it takes. WFFA.win. I don't take a salary, guys. None of my team does. We're out here doing this because this is too critical for you to understand what's really going on out there, because you're not hearing it in the news. You're not going to get it from Fox. You're not going to, even OAN. You're not hearing this. You're only going to get it from people like myself, Lindsay, Tim Foley, who are patriots of this nation, who are willing to risk our own personal lives. Not exaggeration. To bring you the truth. But we need your help. We need your prayers. We need your support. We need your financial support. We need your activation. We need you to get involved. We need you to volunteer. We need social media help, data help, intelligence help, you name it. We need to recruit you. I love you guys. I love the nation. That's why I'm out here. I'm a mom. I care about my kids and their kids' generations. And what kind of America are we leaving behind? What are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice $10? Are you willing to sacrifice, a day of your time? Whatever that looks like to you, whatever you can do. Everything matters. Everything counts at this juncture. We are at a crossroads in America. It is here. It's not coming. We're in it, and we need you. WFFA.win, WFFA.win. Please get involved. We're going to have resources. You're going to know how you can get in touch with Tim Foley. I'm going to have it on our page. Share, like this, save it, share it on every platform. Tim, is there anything else before we go out into the field?
Let's see. How about these guys? That's a 40-round magazine. This is all in the area we're going. This is the drone footage, same area. Sitting on the mountaintop videotaping the guys, same area. For some unknown reason, this is where they love to come. And there's his radio. He is what's known as the Jefe.
The Jefe?
Yeah. See this guy back here? He's in civilian clothes, and so is he.
So the Jefe, what does that stand for?
The boss.
The boss.
Right.
Okay.
But I've got one that's all put together. But see, there's an AK-47. There's the top of his M4. Plain clothes, plain clothes.
This is in America, guys. This is in Arizona.
Everyone else is in camouflage. If I could figure out where the whole thing went. But see this guy? See how nice and beautiful his beard is trimmed and his head is shaved and he's in a tracksuit. Then you got this guy back here. But see that on his belt? That's a badge. So there's one of two things. He's either a Sicario, which is one of the cartel's assassins. That's what they call him. And he's killed a federale or a police officer, and they take the badge as a badge of honor. Or he's actually a federale or a local cop, and he's with them to monitor the government radio frequencies. So regardless of which way it is, it's still just... But you can see the badge. You can see this guy. He had 6 armed cartel bring him to the border. And they all leave. This is at 12 noon. This was, 3 years ago now. And I took that video and gave it to DOD. DOD did facial recognition on the video. And this guy in the tracksuit, they picked him up 2 months after I gave him the video in Washington, D.C.
And he's on the terrorist watch list.
He's on the list, yes.
He's a terrorist.
Yeah.
Guys, this is who's coming into our nation in this part of the world. This is where we are going out today. So number one, please pray for our safety today. Cannot ask you enough to pray for our safety. We are going out in this area. This is who comes over the border in this area. Terrorists, murderers, gang members, rapists, you name it. This is the bad area, the drugs, the fentanyl, the hardcore stuff. This is where they're doing the shootouts, the gang members, the cartels shooting each other, killing each other, trying to control this particular area because it's that big of a money trade route for them.
And as a little side note, that thing they're sitting on, that's our border.
That's our border, guys. See what they're sitting on? That's the border of the United States and Mexico.
I came down here and I shook my
And
head.
Biden doesn't think we need to finish the wall. And Harris is laughing stock of the border, saying, it's not that big of a deal. It's disgusting. This administration's disgusting.
That'd be great.
And every person who loves this nation, every patriot who loves this nation should be angry and willing to stand up and push back and fight back. I know I am. I'm willing to risk it all. What are you willing to risk? We, the people, need to arise. Go to WFFA.win and get involved. Help us. We need your support. All right, with that, so Tim, we're going to be going out, and we're not going to be able to film where we're going. Like I said, this is no man's land. There's no service. It's satellite only. So with that, we're going to saddle up with our security team, and we are going to go out there and we're going to video, and I'm going to bring this to you later. Again, Facebook is going to take this down. So please grab it, share it, save it, share, like. This has got to be gotten out there. I know it's a long video, but this was too important. This information is too important to get to you guys. I love you guys. I love my country. My son is serving this nation. And I do not want what's going on. The communists, the Marxists, the drugs, the cartels, the corruption, the evil that has taken this land to continue in our nation. and we've got to fight back. It's a battle. We are in a battle, a war. We're actually in a war, guys. We can win it peacefully. We can win it with the Constitution and armed with knowledge, but we got to band together. We have to unite like never before. It is time for the American people not to put their hope in President Trump, not to put their hope in a man or a politician. It is time that we put our hope in each other and God, our faith in God and our hope in each other. We need to unite and we need to fight. It's time. It's time. Peacefully. We're not going to do what they do. We're not going to do what the left does. We're not going to give them that ammunition. We can do it with showing truth. We have the truth on our side. The truth is going to prevail. But we got to expose it. We got to expose this darkness. That's when I'm out here. Women Fighting for America's on the front lines and in this fight, exposing this to you. I'm going across this nation. Join the fight. Let's lock arms, guys. Please get involved. We need your help. I need volunteers. I need people who know intelligence and data entry, social media. I don't understand social media. I don't know how to put all this out there on every platform. I don't know how to do all that stuff. That's not where God has called me to do. I'm in this fight to expose, to be on the front lines, to give up even my life if that's what it takes, to bring you guys truth, to save this nation. Can you join us? We do need funds, guys. I'm telling you, we need funds. It costs a lot of money between security and travel and cameras and to do all this stuff. We don't ask for much, $5, $10, whatever you can afford. If you can afford more, great. If you have deep pockets, if you want to sponsor us privately, we can do it where you are anonymous. We need help out here. We need help out here. Tim needs help out here. We're endorsing candidates who are America first. Get involved. WFFA.win. WFFA.win. Please. It's time. The fight is here. The fight is now. I love you guys. Peacefully, lovingly, we will take back this nation. With truth, one voice, one light, one truth. I love you guys. Share this, like this, get involved. God bless you and God bless the United States of America. I will see you guys later when we get out of the shithole where we're going. So pray for us. Love you guys. God bless you.